feeling naked is part of the curse. One might wonder how this came about. How did we end up with a world population of almost 8 billion people being beta addicts and ill? Well, it all started with the expulsion from the Garden of Eden, did it not? Adam and Eve lived a good life there, with access to the tree of life. There was no starving and suffering, no chronic diseases or death, but there was some forbidden fruit. God explained to Adam and Eve that the tree of knowledge was dangerous to them. If they ate from it, it would cause them to die. And Jehovah God commanded the man, saying, "Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die." But the old snake convinced them otherwise. Eating from the famous apple would do something very different. It would open their eyes and give them wisdom and make them equal to God. And the serpent said unto the woman, "Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as God, knowing good and evil." So did God lie to Adam and Eve? Or did the snake? Or was there something to both statements? Let us look for evidence and hopefully find out. The snake actually brought Eve's attention to the fruit, which they had avoided so far. And through the words of the snake, lust arose in her chest. She desired to know and to become wise as God himself. And as it turned out, they had more trust in the snake than in God, and both ate from the apple. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat. And she gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. In that very moment it happened. Their eyes were opened, just like the snake had promised. But to their surprise, they did not really like what they saw. The first thing, namely, that they recognized was their own nakedness. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. They knew they were naked. From God himself we know this was one of the things he had tried to avoid. They were not supposed to know that. And he said, "Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?" And there was no way they could hide the truth, because there was only one thing that could have opened their eyes. This is how life is to us human beings to this very day. We feel naked and try to hide our nakedness. At least we, the civilized people, we feel naked. Actually, this might be the first clue as to who was the most truthworthy, God or the snake? If knowing that we are naked is the knowledge of the forbidden tree, that is, then the snake spoke the truth. For you and me at least. But what about indigenous people? I mean, not the modern ones. Have a look at this Bolivian boy in picture 16 from 1908. I know our eyes are first drawn to his enormous headdress, but hey, he's naked. We definitely would not expect anybody to go shopping equipped like him. We would call him naked, wouldn't we? But looking at him, what do you think? Does he look like he is having the uncomfortable feel of being naked? Does he express any need to hide his nakedness? No, to the contrary. He poses in front of the camera, which, by the way, cannot be compared to a modern-day Android telephone. It was a rigid apparatus of considerable size, and he had to be very patient without moving a finger for a while in order to avoid blurring, which he did very well, by the way. He does not feel naked. He has no need to hide his body. Is he really one of Adam's descendants?